What up, guys? This is Zach from Flash Hot Media, and I'm here with that guy, Josh Dunbar, coming off of his amateur debut. We're gonna get into all that. We're gonna get into training, talk about fights, all that. But let them know what just happened this past weekend.
Yeah, this was my MMA debut, amateur debut. I was fighting for Fight League.
There you go.
Yeah,
So yeah, man. They had it was a whole weekend ordeal. They had Point Muay Thai going on, they had Muay Thai going on, and they also had the MMA fights. Solid production. They had Josh coming in. What you was the second fight?
yeah. The second fight, the first MMA fight of the promotion, made
Yes, sir.
history.
Making history, man. So
Yeah.
going into your first fight, you've done grappling competitions, you've done, Muay Thai tournaments. Was this any different from that, being on a bigger platform?
Um, Before like the whole camp, I was nervous. Like just like the smokers and grappling tournaments, I was nervous the whole camp. Even for the weight cut, I was nervous. But after the weigh-ins, when we did the face off, all my nerves just went away. And the whole time backstage, like warming up, I kept asking my corners, when the nerves gonna kick in, when it's gonna hit me, is it gonna hit me for the walk in? And it never hit me. Like even when the walk in, it never hit me. It's like I felt like I was sparring. That's how
Hell
I
yeah.
felt going. Right.
And for that being your first fight, man, that's huge because a lot of guys, you've corner fights, you've seen guys, just go in there and just forget to breathe and go crazy. And to have
Yes.
that, right, to have that composure, your first fight is huge. And it being your first amateur fight, it's only gonna get better, from there. But first round, you faced a little bit of adversity where the guy, I think you threw a head kick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
the guy took you down, and then you reversed it. Stay composed. The guy tried leg locking you. Stay composed. Did everything the right way, and then after the first round, what were your coaches telling you? What adjustments you feel that you made?
After the first, first the game plan was to jab, move, jab, leg kick. That was the game plan the whole fight. But I guess after I landed the first head kick, I kind of not got cocky, but I was like, let me try again. And I went away from the game plan. So I just threw a naked head kick and never even set it up. And that's how he took taking me down. So, and I knew I wasn't really worried like on the ground. So I knew I could have get out and survived the round. But after that, the corner they kept telling me, go back to the game plan, go back to the game plan, jab move, leg kick. So after that, I just stuck to the game plan and kept it low and kept it simple.
No doubt, because man, second round, you could tell that you were just getting into your groove. You were throwing your combinations, and I felt like that guy threw his best at you and just realized that it wasn't enough. And that's when guys
Yeah.
panic. And when guys panic, man, especially being your first fight, I'm gonna keep talking about this. You capitalized off a lot of things that not an amateur debut would do. You let your hands work for you, which set up your kicks. Like you said, the first round you threw a kick naked, but second round you set it up, hurt him to the body, hurt him to the leg, and then ultimately, finished him off with ground and pound. After the ref pulled you off, man, what was the feeling like, man? Explain that to people who never fought before.
It was like, how I could say it. It's like I don't know what type, because it's not like a drunk feeling where you're up and all hype. It's just like, I don't know how to feel. It's like everything just, it was a big rush. Like, I don't know
Yeah,
how to, like, I never
yeah,
had that feeling ever before, and I'll never forget it.
no doubt, no doubt. Now, was the gritty like, were you practicing that celebration or it just came to you?
All right, like the whole week, uh, one of my corners said, visualize how you go win and it's gonna happen.
Right.
So the whole week I was visualizing how I was gonna finish him. I thought I was gonna finish him with a head kick. That's why I threw it early because I was like, oh, I landed the first one, so I'm gonna throw it. It's gonna land. That's how I thought it was gonna finish. And I was practicing the gritty the whole week. I was like, I'm gonna hit it right after the head kick. But when I finished them, my adrenaline was pumping so high. So right when I hit it, I was hitting it fast. I kind of messed it up, but
Yeah,
yeah, I was practicing for it.
no doubt, no doubt. Next time, man, you
Oh
got
yeah, it's gonna be
climb
better. I
that
got a
cake.
better celebration. I got a better celebration next time.
No doubt, no doubt. So,
Oh yeah.
got the first one out the way. You have anything lined up in the future, or what's your plans?
I'm trying to go do a grappling tournament next. I feel like I want to go back do another grappling tournament, but I'm definitely fighting again
Bet,
soon.
bet.
Yeah.
No doubt, no doubt. So, we got into this weekend, but let's talk about what led up to this. How long have you been training? What's your journey been like? And what made you want to actually start getting into this?
Well, first, uh, how I got into fighting. I used to go out a lot with my brother, and we used
Shout
to
out to Dylan.
party. Yeah, shout out to Dylan and his friends. And we was getting into like a lot of bar fights, stuff like that. And he brought me to Flash MMA in Lafayette. And ever since then, I started training damn near every day. Uh, I never fought again outside of that ever since I started training. And I've been training for about, let's see, 3 years going on to four, some around there. Yeah, around there.
No doubt. So, Josh came to me as which you was 18, 18, 19.
Yeah, 18, 19.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he had all, you, you couldn't ask for a better athlete than Josh. But outside of training, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't quite locked in.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
talk about this all the time, man. I had him a fight. He might have had like 6 months of training, maybe a little bit more. And I had him a fight and another guy a fight. And it was one of them fights where it's not a guy who really trains. He would have did what he was supposed to, got his amateur debut out the way. But I knew Josh and the other guy were gonna, not show up to training, and I
Yeah.
wanted this to be a lesson.
Fact.
So I pulled them off. And aren't you glad that this past weekend
Oh
was the
yes,
first one rather than 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
100%. Cause a lot of stuff that I just like the nerve situation. That would have been my debut, and I never did no smoke or stuff like that. I would have been fighting myself the first time around
Right.
instead of now. I didn't already. I wasn't nervous or nothing, so I'm glad I waited these years. To be honest.
No doubt. So, Josh moves to Dallas. He's continuing training. I see him training, at the title boxing where the soccer moms get the workouts, and I'm like, bro, you're like probably a couple miles away from one of the best gyms. Go get that work in.
Yeah.
So he starts training at Fortis. To explain how starting at that gym changed a lot of things for you. And, what they ultimately did for
Well,
you.
that gym really it. I'm gonna say changed my life. Like it gave me another view at fighting and everything. Like everybody in that gym is like a family. They all show up to events to support everybody, and you don't get that out of a lot of big gyms like that. So, and they really taught me a lot, like inside and outside of fighting. So I'm forever grateful to be there.
Hell yeah. And I see you also, you corner a lot of guys at these Muay Thai events. What's the difference between for you fighting and coaching? Like what makes you more nervous?
Uh, oh, coaching for
Yeah.
sure. Because I have a control to a certain extent. Like I never know if this fighter's a loose cannon or if he's gonna go into rampage mode any second. And there's really nothing I could do besides talk to him. But coaching really made fighting not easier, but it gave it a different look. Like I could see different openings now since I've been coaching and been training people. Like, and I could see how fighters think more uh, when they're facing adversity since I'm coaching them and seeing from that different angle.
No doubt, no doubt. So,
Yeah.
one thing we'll get into also, is there any fighters that I won't say look up to, but you try to like mimic?
What in general?
Yeah, like you watching them on TV and you're taking things from them, or you study one certain guy a lot.
Really, I could say it. I study a lot of. I watch a lot of boxing. I
Okay,
watch MMA. It's hard for me to watch because I don't like watching fighting. Like I
right.
don't know why. It's hard for me. Like I watch it, but studying wise, I'll be watching a lot of boxing. They work ethic, and like how technical they are. But MMA wise, I'll say I watch a lot of Izzy.
Okay,
Uh, who else? Yeah, I study a lot of Izzy. If we go say MMA wise.
word. Now, since we getting into the subject of boxing, they just made a big fight with Spence versus Crawford. Who you picking in that fight?
I want Spence to win. I
Yeah,
hope he win, but I think Crawford will pull it off. Even though I like Spence more, it's just Crawford a different animal.
yeah, that's definitely gonna be a fight. Do you ever see yourself crossing into boxing and maybe taking a amateur boxing fight or when you turn pro?
Oh, most deaf. I said I always wanted to box. I want at least one or two to
But
boxing just to see how I always wanted to box.
but all right, now, outside of fighting, you are a businessman, explain to people what you got going on outside fighting.
Well, I'm making design my own clothes for my clothing brand. Right now I got hoodies, sweatshirts, t-shirts, skirts, varsity jackets. They're all out. And I got some more shirts and shorts dropping within like a week for the summer. And I'm working on my bathing suits for the females.
No doubt.
Got it all.
And what's
Yeah.
what's the name of your business and how can people, get your product?
It's called On Me Apparel. They can find me on Instagram, o.m. That's how you can find me.
No doubt, no doubt. So we're close to wrapping this thing up. Is there any people you want to shout out, any sponsors, anything like that?
Shout out to Seven Stitches. They
Shout out to
they
them.
was oh yeah, they was there in my corner. They were sponsoring me, and they really got me started making clothes. Coach Green and them.
Yep, shout out to
And
Green.
oh yes, for sure. And of course, shout out to Flash MMA. You the one started me with this.
Hey man,
Facts.
you put in the work, man, and you didn't stop, man. You made it happen. You know,
Yeah.
I don't say this about a lot of people. Josh is definitely a guy to keep your eye on, man. He puts in the work. He's an athlete that listens and learns. And when you got an athlete who's putting in the work, you see these guys really, really climb up the rankings very fast. So keep your eyes on Josh. Probably gonna be fighting what, another 2, 3 months?
Oh yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure. He's gonna move up the amateur rankings quick, and then we'll see him in the pros in no time. If you want to contact Josh, if you want to keep up with his fights, I'll post his Instagram bio and also his clothing stuff. Any last words for the viewers?
Uh, keep working and be consistent, and anything can happen.
Yes, sir. Josh, the motivational speaker, man. Let's go.